Okay, well now we've tested our SQL and it is working, and so we're ready to go ahead and go to the next part of our login.php page. So here's our SQL, and we're going to get rid of the echo SQL and the die, and instead what we're going to do is we're going to harvest the data that's returned from the database. And the way that we do that is we create a new variable, and we almost always call it result or results. I'm just going to call it result, and I'm going to set it equal to, and this is going to be a PHP method, MySQLi underscore query. So that's the method we're going to use, and that what that's going to do is going to go out to the database, get all the rows that are, and return them into the result set. Now I do have to specify the connection, so I'm going to put $con, and we get that because we have the include statement here. And I also want to include the $SQL, which is the SQL that we just wrote here. Okay, so now that will go out to the database and then return a variable called $result that'll have all of the records that it got. Okay, now we want to go into those records and get the specific column, which is the password column, and there could be lots of different rows in here, although there's probably only one. But the way that we do this is we do while there are rows, extract the results. So there's end while. So I've got the conditions, while, parentheses, and then we're going to extract the data here. And so I'll put a little space in between those curly brackets. And in this while, I'm going to say row. I'm going to create another variable called row, and I'm going to set it equal to MySQLi underscore fetch underscore ASSOC, then parentheses. So it's every time it does a loop, it's going to fetch a row, and it's going to keep looping until it fetches all of the rows, and it's going to do the code in here for every row. There's only going to be one row here. I do have to put one more thing, and that is within these parentheses I'm going to put result. That is what came back from the server, so it's going to take a look at those results, go through them all. Okay, so every time we look at a row, we're going to extract the password. So I'm going to create a variable called PW, that's short for password, from DB, so that's the password from the database, and that's going to equal my $row, and that's an array of, it's going to be an array of columns, and I just want one column, the password column. So if I look at my query results, this is what's going to be returned. I've got this column named password, and I want to, it's going to return password 5 in my case. Okay, so now that's going to create a variable called password from database, and now we can compare that. So if logic here, this old if logic isn't going to work anymore, what we want to do is we want to check to see if the password that they gave us is the same password that was supplied from the database. So if the password from the database equals, it's important I have two equal signs there because we're comparing. If that is the same as the password that they provided here, go ahead and copy and paste that, then we're going to say, yeah, login success. We're going to create a session. We're going to assign some session variables, and then we're going to change the header so that they go to the secret PHP page, which is a page we created in an earlier video. Else it's going to then go to the fail. So this is going to work just great, and let's just try it.